Why do I always feel like I'm forgetting something? I always think I'm forgetting something here. A warning! The following live broadcast may contain loud, obnoxious, shrill, and alarming noises that might be considered disturbing, if not outright uncomfortable to listen to. One of these days, I'll make it through this card without fumbling the lines. Uh, yes, where was I? Alarming noises might contain loud, obnoxious, shrill, and alarming noises that might be considered disturbing, if not outright uncomfortable to listen to, especially if you are wearing headphones. I share my office space with an African gray parrot and two parakeets, and I have no control, absolutely none whatsoever, over their behavior. While I am live streaming, unlike my regular videos where I have the opportunity to edit them out as best as I can. If you are sensitive to loud, surprising background noises, I recommend either not turning your volume up too loud or watching my edited, pre-recorded videos instead. Viewer discretion is advised. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that the noises that the birds can do can be really disturbing at some times, it's like, I would probably not bother with this warning, but yeah, sometimes it's just, the noises are just too, weird sometimes. So there you go. And poof. Oh, I actually did it right this time. Okay. Oh my goodness. It's like I have to remember how these overlays are supposed to work. It's like I always like click on it to shut it off as opposed to actually clicking on the overlay that I want. Let's see if I make it through the show today. Remembering that. So hello everyone, welcome to another live stream, another drawing live stream here on my channel. I guess I might as well just get the introduction started. Why dilly-dally, right? So hello, my name is Daphne Lage and I am a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and I am known for the funny animal fantasy adventure Tall Tales, my magnum opus, which yes, again, I can't thank everybody enough for supporting the Kickstarter. That hopefully the books will be coming in by the first week of August. That was the notification that I got. Hopefully there aren't any delays. But yes, I am known for Tall Tales. The thing that started, the comic that started it all. And I am currently known for my other fantasy adventure. Well, it's more of a soap opera drama, EGORAVEN, Heir the First Unicorn, which is currently on Kickstarter in pre-launch. The actual campaign launches on August 22nd. So make sure you hit the link in the notification box, whatever that thing is called, the show notes. Yes, go click on the link in the show notes so that you can hit notify me and get notified when the campaign goes live on August 22nd, because I usually have some first day limited edition goodies for everybody if you pledge on the first day. So don't miss out on anything there. I am also co-host with Nita Lanning on the Rage Into the Vlogs show every Monday and Friday on the Rage Into network at 11 a.m. Eastern. So you see, there's the noises starting right there. But in the meantime, you can read both my comics online at Tall Tales, TAILS online.com, and egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. And also you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics on YouTube at Daphne Lage Art. That's my channel. It's Daphne Lage, LAGE Art, which also simulcasts through the Rage Into network. So if you are watching me from regions beyond, from Facebook, if you see, if you're catching the link anywhere else to the show, come on over to YouTube. Join my wonderful, my wonderful chat. It's like who always likes, they love conversation and they would love to have you. But you know what? But I see you. I see all of you watching. Sharing. like sharing some time with me, with whatever you're doing. It's okay. You don't have to be in the chat, but, as long as you come on over and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I go live, which, by the way, is usually every Wednesday at this same time from 4 to 6. So, so let's make the algorithm gods happy, so that more people can find out about the channel. So there you go. So thank you very much for coming. And let's see who's in the chat today. Hello, Patrick. Hello. Yes. It's like, I would love to use the girl from Ipanema, but that would get me a copyright strike almost immediately. Yes. Hello, Okia Fern. Let's see. If you've worked with talking birds like I have, you don't know disturbing. Oh, yeah, no, we have the death screams. We have the death screams here. So conversation, except he likes to whisper, so that's sometimes creepy too. And all of a sudden he's like, I'm working, and all of a sudden I hear whispering in the background. It's like, yeah. Oh, hello, RJ. Yes, overlays are fun. Yeah. I need to like mix things up a bit too. I haven't updated anything in a while, but I really do enjoy the overlays. And of course, here is Nita saying hello. It's like so hello. So here we go. We're starting everything out here. So let's see, what little housekeeping do I have? Actually, yes. Yeah, so like I said, I do have the show, speaking of Nita, just to mention it again, we do have a show twice a week, Monday and Friday at 11 a.m. Mondays, we usually have interviews with other creators, and on Fridays is usually more freeform, where we just talk about anything related to comics or what we're doing at the time, social media marketing, all that stuff. And, we have conversations, free-form conversations about that. So, but holy moly, I still can't believe that it's that time. It's almost that time. So House of Bob is returning to I guess our channel. And the last Saturday of every month is coming up. It's July 30th. So July 30th, a new episode of House of Bob is coming on this coming Saturday. Where our topic is going to be monster boyfriends and other fuckable creatures. And if you couldn't tell from the card and the title of the show, this is an adults only live stream. Me and Nita have conversations while I do artwork that's not appropriate for the day crowd. So it is, like I said, it's adults only. You do have to age verify in order to watch it. But we have a good time though, regardless. It's like we're adults having a good time, having really good conversations, and watching some artwork get done. It's not as as crazy as it sounds, but it's good. I messed up my overlays already. There you go. I knew it was going to happen at least once. So, and also the thing is too, this Friday, we're also going to be talking about the changes that are coming to the Region 2 network, including House of Bob. We're just going to be pushing up some of the shows to an earlier time. So this House of Bob is going to be the last show that is going to be at 10. I think we decided we are going to actually reschedule it for 8 p.m. For the August edition. So that way, I actually get to bed on time. So it's like, it's kind of, I know it sounds kind of, little, sexy to say that, from midnight to midnight. Ooh, but no, I'm old and I need to get to bed earlier than that. So starting August with the August episode of House of Bob, we will be moving the time up to 8 to 10. It will still be an adults only live stream though. So that part doesn't change. And there's going to be changes to some other shows on the Region 2 network as well. So make sure you are subscribed so that you can keep track of the new changes, which isn't much. We're just going earlier, so that's pretty much it. So yes, I think that's it with well, no, actually, no. So for those of you who follow me on Facebook, you got a little taste of a new, what I'm maybe might be a regular thing. I'm going to try it again tomorrow. So if you follow me on Facebook, which there's a link in at my page or in the show notes on my link tree. Is there, do I have a link to my Facebook? No, you have to go to egoworks.com. That actually reminds me, I have to update my link tree. So yeah, so if you go to egoworks.com, the link to my Facebook is also there. And I was trying out something new. I'm doing yesterday I tried an hour-long draw stream exclusively to Facebook. It doesn't mean that I'm abandoning YouTube. It's just something that I want to do for the people who follow me on Facebook. I was doing some little, some research, because always it's that's all I do when it comes to preparing for Kickstarters and whatnot. And I realized that I get a lot of engagement from Facebook. Second to Kickstarter being my main, I guess my main audience for my Kickstarters, Facebook comes in second. And there was one campaign where I did a giveaway to see like how much that was. I was doing a giveaway where if you got the secret code from my Facebook account, you would get like 2 pins just for sending me that code. And not an insignificant amount of people replied to that, which really showed me that Facebook was a social media platform that was really working for me. So I decided to kind of reward that with a exclusive stream to both my personal Facebook page and my business Facebook page. So the Daphne Lage Facebook page and my EgoWorks, the Daphne Lage Art Facebook page. So I did one yesterday. So what it is, it's kind of like, I guess, like a shortened version of this stream. I am actually working in real time. I'm still watching the chat, but I'm not really commenting. I'm just playing music and just, just doing my work on this stream. Yeah, so that way it's like if you're just the type that likes to look over artists' shoulders and see what they're doing and whatnot without feeling weird about it, that's kind of the intention of the stream, where it's like, you can be scrolling on your Facebook and there I am just doing some inking or drawing or whatever. And it runs for an hour. Like I said, it's usually just me drawing and some music, and it's just a really chill, really vibe. It's all about the vibe, and that's pretty much it. So I'm looking to do that as a regular thing. I'm going to do one again tomorrow. I've decided that they were going to be at 2:00. So if you're around Facebook at 2:00, come say hi to me when I do my stream there. Like I said, it's like I might not answer, I'll most likely not answer you back, but I do see them, and I will acknowledge you somehow. So. But it's not meant to be like a conversational live stream like this one usually is. It's just kind of like, you're at a convention and you're just walking the artist alley and you're just like kind of, looking over the table and watching people work. That's kind of, the vibe that I'm going for with that. So yeah, so make sure you follow me on Facebook to check that out. So again, it's like tomorrow at 2 p.m. Check out my hour-long draw stream and come say hi. So yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on. I've just been getting through my list. I know that I mentioned on the last week that I finished EGORAVEN issue 5. I'm getting some other files prepped just to finally send everything out to the printer to get some proofs done, and then so that JD can get his Oswald campaign printed. We're all going to the same printer, so I'm just waiting. I'm just putting together his. I'm waiting. It's like I'm the one putting together the file, so technically I'm waiting for myself to finish putting together the files for the printer so I can get my proofs done for issue 5 and whatnot. I'm currently going through my commission list. I'm working on a commission right now. Not for this stream, but it was a commission that I was working on the stream yesterday on Facebook. I just have one more smaller commission to do, and a couple of sketches for one of Michael Odin's projects. And I will have completely gotten through the entire list for July. So it's kind of good. It's kind of good that I can get through my to-do list. I think last month I might have been a little too ambitious. But yeah, I mean, but the good thing about it is that even with the commissions, my to-do list is it's still pretty manageable. And for next month, for August, I'm looking forward to inking EGORAVEN issue 6 on the table. So when I start working on that book, I'm looking to finish inking that in July so I can send the book out to the printer, the flatters for September, hopefully. Like I did say, yeah. So August is going to be that, and then September I want to get started inking issue 7 so I can get that to the flatters by October, and then by October I want to finish issue 8. So then by so I have to pencil issue 8 and then get that inked, hopefully. And then hopefully by the flatters by December. So my schedule for the rest for next year, mind you, these are books for next year, which is not for nothing, really coming up fast. So I'm really I'm really glad that I can at least get these books finished by the end of the year. It's not exactly the schedule that I was hoping to have. I was hoping to have worked a little bit faster. If I hadn't had procrastinated on fixing the colors for issue 5, that might have been the case. But also at the same time, I'm kind of not sure. Because in the end, the thing that really, I don't want to say derail, because that's not exactly what it did, because this was something that I really needed to do and to get working on, is the novel. It's like that's kind of when my schedule kind of got thrown off a bit, is when I started working on my novel that comes out after the 15 issues for EGORAVEN. I know I've mentioned this before, but in case that this is the first time you're hearing it, yes, I'm writing a novel. I'm at the 80% mark of the first draft. This is going to be the continuation of EGORAVEN's adventures after the 15 issues. I've decided that Heir of the First Unicorn is probably going to be the only comic book version of her story that we're going to get. I just have too much stuff in my head. And it's a little unfeasible for me to do everything as a comic. So I am starting. So the 15 issues is going to be a comic, and then everything after that is going to be a series of illustrated prose novels. And I'm really looking forward to that new format. I'm looking forward to writing these stories out. Like I said, I'm 80% done with this first draft. So for everybody who's keeping track, my word count for EGORAVEN Cult of the Wolf Witch is 56,011 words. Like I said, I am well into the last third of the story. My beta readers are going to have a fun time because probably in like the next couple of months, that's when I'm going to start like bothering people. Can you read my novel? So let's see here. So yes, House of Bob Saturday. We did talk about it. It's our time of the month. Oh my goodness, we're gonna have to use that as a tagline. Oh my goodness, marketing. Yes, and in a sexy way, not a gory way, of course. Yes. Oh, we did decide on that. Okay, because I was trying to remember. I kind of remember talking about how we were pushing it to 8 to 10 so that by 11 o'clock I could finally get to bed. So, yeah, no, for real. That's exactly what is happening. So yeah, so let's see. So let's see. Oh, well, into the last part of the story. That's what oh yeah. Yeah, no. It's no. I have everything planned out. I do have well, you see, technically, you have to put all the books together to get that really, really long story. No, I am working from an outline. So I know from I have from point A to point Z on this, and it's like, and I have my bullet points, and I'm just crossing everything out. These bullet points and story beats as I go along. So I know where the story is going. I'm not a pantser, as JD would say, that there's two types of writers: a plot, I guess, like what it's a plotter or a pantser. Yeah, I am definitely somebody who needs to plan these things out, or else I'll just be meandering all over the place. But that's not usually a bad thing, because it's like when I was writing EGORAVEN, the First Unicorn, I had all these little side quest stories that I knew I couldn't put in the main storyline because I had all these particular beats that I wanted to hit, and I couldn't do that with all those little stories in it. So in the end, I decided to do these stories separately, and now I have a separate book that they're all going to be collected in. So those are the little side quest short stories. They're going to be in their own trade paperback called Tales from the Outer Kingdoms. So it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Nothing gets wasted. Let's just put it that way. But no, the novel, I'm not writing War and Peace. So that's the thing. It's almost done. Like I said, it's around 56. I mean, I'll be surprised if this book hits, like, you know what? If it hits 90,000 words, it definitely needs an edit. I mean, that's for sure. It's like I'm kind of happy with the pace and the amount of stuff that's going on. Although I realized the other day that there's probably a scene I need to put in, but I don't know what that is yet. It just feels like that something's missing to kind of clarify the story a bit. But I just don't know where it's going to go. I mean, I know what it has to, like. I kind of. How many times can I say that? Look, it's like, look, I'm. That's why I work from cue cards, because it's so much easier to just read a script than it is to kind of ad lib it. So, you know what? That's why I don't worry about like the ums and the ahs, and I go, look, I'm just ad-libbing this. I'm just talking off the top of my head, and I got a lot of things going on in there. So, everybody just have to put up with with the stuttering, the repeated words, the ums and the ahs. It's like, that's just what it is. It's like, look, you know what? That's why I use cue cards for the important stuff. So, well, it's like, yeah, oh, I've already accepted to be hitting 90,000 words. Plus, you already know you have to pad it at that. Well, right. I mean, that's why I work from an outline. Yeah, like I said, if it hits 90K, it's because I'm probably adding stuff that doesn't need to be there. Like I said, it's at 56 right now, and I really don't have that much to go. Although you never say never, right? It is a novel, and it is the first draft. So, we're gonna see how that ends up. So yeah, so that's what's going on with that. Yeah, and yeah, I kind of forgot the point I was making with that, but that's okay. That's okay. That's what live streaming is about anyway. So yeah, oh yeah, exactly. Well, that's common. That's really common. I mean, we have another friend who's writing a novel, and she was saying how um that the entirety of her novel was like the entirety of her story was like 500,000 words. And I thought that was insane. That's like a lot. Like I said, just getting to 56K seemed like a lot of words for me. And my story seems to have a lot going on in it already. So I can't. But she said also that that's divided up. That's the total of like 5 or 6 novels that she wrote. So, who knows how that, and she still has to get them edited and the whole thing. So that's pretty much it with that. So that's what's going on with the novel. So what we're going to be drawing today. So today, again, everything is for the next campaign, which is the EGORAVEN Volume 1 trade paperback. So today I am going to be inking in a variant cover that I've been sitting on for a while. The original plan when I started doing like special variant covers, not just the, like, you get my regular cover and then you have like the virgin, the silver, and the hollow. These were special versions, that there were special variant covers. And I think it was for issue 2 of EGORAVEN where I introduced a nude variant of one of the covers. And I'm completely. I think I'm completely sold out of those covers, so they worked. And so the original plan was for me to do a cover like that for every issue that came out, but I kind of decided I was getting a little bit too much over my head with all the extras and whatnot, so I kind of put that on the side and left it and left my campaigns, which is the regular variant covers. But the thing is, though, the next campaign that I have coming up is a trade paperback. And trade paperbacks for me, especially, when we were doing the Tall Tales ones or whatnot, in comparison to individual issues, they don't really perform that as well. I mean, they're okay, it's like, but they don't perform as well as like individual issues, mostly because I guess like trade paperbacks don't really have a collectability feature in it that can be put in it. It's trade paperbacks are too expensive to make variant covers for. So especially for the amount of variant covers that get sold, even at a premium. So we're not doing variant covers for the trade paperback. However, nothing's stopping me from offering a reissue of issue 1 with a new variant cover on it. So that's what I'll be working on today. And it's like I said, everything, it's like, look, if you're watching me, it's because on a certain level, all I'm going to talk about is either Tall Tales or EGORAVEN, and especially I'm going to be talking about EGORAVEN. So look, this is just my life, it's like, I don't leave the house. I just stay home and obsess over these characters. And speaking of obsessing on the characters, this is why everyone should be following me on Facebook. So, hold on. Oh, I forgot to put up my little banner here. Look at that. Oh, look, you see, look, on pre-launch. Yes. So the link that you're seeing down below, that you're seeing there, is also in the show notes and in my link tree. So there you go. So going back to Facebook, I knew I was forgetting something. So there's a big reason why I also want people who also follow me on YouTube to follow me on Facebook. Facebook is pretty much the place where if you want to see me put up work in progress stuff, sketches, just random, like art posts or whatnot, like that's Facebook is where I'm really doing it. The portfolio site is just that. It's kind of like my main hub. But if you really want to see up-to-date stuff, my Facebook is where you go. So when you go to my Facebook, you don't need to send a friend request. All you have to do is follow. All my posts are public. So you're not missing out on anything by just following my Facebook page. Now, the thing is, though, and especially now, I posted a really old piece. Well, it's like from '95, back when I was in furry fandom, in the thick of it. And it was the peak of, it was the start/upward thing when the X-Files came out. And I ended up with a little reputation of doing like X-Files, X-Furry, furry parodies, artwork, which, to tell you the truth, it's like, it was kind of a nice change of pace from being known as, oh, you're the porn lady. It's like, yeah, I'm the porn lady. All right, fine. So I was doing these parodies of the X-Files, and to put the pieces away or whatnot, because I didn't know what I was going to do with them. And recently I finally came up with how I was going to integrate the characters into EGORAVEN. You would think, it's like, wait a minute, but Daphne, isn't EGORAVEN kind of is a medieval fantasy? How are the X-Files going to fit in to a medieval fantasy? Well, that's funny you should ask, which maybe you didn't, but let's pretend. So the thing about the EGORAVEN story is that it's all encompassing. That's the beauty of having a character or several characters that are immortal. So I actually get to play around with these characters in any time period that I want. So if I felt like doing like a steampunk EGORAVEN or a Roman in history style, EGORAVEN, or, Greek mythology EGORAVEN, I could do that, because the way I have her life set up, it's like, it's just, everything is open to me because she's immortal. She can, it's like she's a magical creature. It allows for all of this stuff to happen. So, and oh, by the way, if you supported speaking of anything happening, if you supported the EGORAVEN and the Oswald Chronicles campaigns, I did send out the short story, the crossover story with EGORAVEN and Oswald. So you should have gotten that in your emails, a link to it. If you didn't, you can just either contact me through the website or through Kickstarter, and I will send you that link if you didn't receive it. So so if you supported both of those campaigns, you got that short story, which I hope everybody enjoyed. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's how I feel. I don't know if that's in context to what I'm talking about now, but that's pretty much how it feels. It's in context now. So I'm able to do anything I want with this character. So I was looking at the artwork again for the X-Furries, and I go, you know what? It's such a waste to not do anything with these characters. What can I possibly do with them? And this is the thing. This is why you need to be on Facebook, because you get to see the doodles that I do. I have these sketchbooks. I've been posting them up for a while. I have these sketches that it's just me literally thinking, and I'm just having fun. I'm just goofing around. Sometimes they're story related. Sometimes it's me just being ridiculous. And sometimes they're just prompts that it's like, you know what? I think this is this is an interesting idea. Let me draw this out, and then we can think about it later. But you get to see them on Facebook. I don't post these anywhere else. And this, so when I was thinking, but I'm going to give you a taste of it so that you know what you guys are missing out on Facebook. And you know, and oh, excuse me. So yeah, so I'm trying to incorporate these characters into the EGORAVEN story. And I have a section, I have kind of like that modern section of the EGORAVEN story arc, you know, the story. I mean, whether I get there or not is irrelevant. It's just that this is just another sandbox for me to play in. And it's called EGORAVEN Modern Immortals. And it's pretty much the story of EGORAVEN and Loki living in modern times, and how the world changes around them, you know, and how they react to a world that changes around them. And so I'm trying to put in these characters, and it's like, okay, it's X-Files, you know, and then I start thinking about Law and Order. And then I start thinking about, okay, you know, what situation could I put, you know, EGORAVEN and Loki in where it's like they encounter these characters? How would they encounter these characters? And of course, there was only one way to do it. They get arrested. So, you know, it's like, look, I mean, so that's pretty much how my thought process goes. You know, I'm putting all these random prompts together in my head, and it's like, okay, how do we do this? And this is what the sketchbook is for. So I get this ridiculous scene in my head. I'm thinking, okay, Loki and EGORAVEN get arrested. Right? It's like, yeah, it's like yeah, exactly. That's one way to do it. That's one way to do it. That's for sure. But right. So they get arrested, and the thing is, though, I kind of like had this absolutely ridiculous scene where where Loki and EGORAVEN are handcuffed together on the table, which is absolutely ridiculous because all they would have to do is just turn their wrist and just snap the shits off. You know, that's it. You know, it's like you can't bind them like that. I mean, it's like, it's kind of a running gag that no, there is nothing, you know, it's like no mortal can weave a rope that can hold a unicorn. And I kind of like run with that gag. And it's really, you're going to put handcuffs on Loki. It doesn't happen. But I always had this idea, this image. Well, I didn't always. It came up while I was thinking about this stupid shit. Right? It's like, you know, it's like that they were handcuffed together at the table. And you see, and that also brings up the whole thing. Yes. Exactly. That's exactly who it is. Yes. So they're being they're kind of coming in into the storyline. Hey Pops, how you doing? Yeah, so I have them being arrested after, I guess, inadvertently causing a high-speed chase. And we learn in the story, mind you, this is all I'm getting from this artwork. It's like, this is literally my brain running on this. And it turns out that this is not the first time that they've been arrested. That it's like, this is not the first time. Oh, okay. So good luck with that. I know you haven't been to a show in a while, but good luck with it. I'm sure you'll do great. Yes, pretty much. Yeah, high speed chase. Yeah, pretty much for reckless endangerment. And the problem is that it's not the first time they've done it. And it's like I kind of have them in this Scooby-Doo scenario where it's like, like they're on their own. They're kind of like investigating, I don't know, some whatever stuff, magical creatures are doing or whatnot. And I see, this is what goes through my head, okay, when I'm doing these sketches. And there's and then I forgot my overlay. And so go to my Facebook page and you'll get to see more of more stories, little sketches like that, and little prompts. So that's kind of like what I imagine. They get arrested. That's how they meet these characters. And okay, so it's like Fox Mueller and Dana Silky, because we can't, because of course, they run a special unit through the police department where all they do is investigate like mystical crimes. And because of Loki having a prominent district attorney on speed dial, they're only given probation. They're only given probation, but they're court ordered to help Fox and with their investigations with their severely underfunded unit. So this is the stupid shit you're missing out on if you're not following me on Facebook. So like I said, head on over to egoworks.com. Click on my Facebook link. And like I said, just follow. You don't have to send me a friend request because I'm really crappy at that. There's so many people, and it's like, look, just follow it. You're fine. You're not missing anything. And you get to see more of that. You'll get to see more of that story unfold, or a lot of other stories unfold. Because like I said, this is how I think. This is how, I have these sketchbooks. Oh, I have a dumb idea in my head. Let's put it on paper. Let's run with it. Let's not run with it. That's how it goes. And you guys get to see the process. So if you enjoy that kind of thing, so Facebook. So that's pretty much what's going on. Let me see. Knowing Loki, he probably would. No, actually, no. His another reason that he's probably angry in that piece, in that sketch, is because they impounded his Jaguar. So they impounded his wine colored Jaguar convertible, and nobody better put a scratch on it. So probably he's probably would have moved on from the van by then. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So let's see. And let's see from I think I know. Let's see. I think I know what comic you might be talking about, but I'm not really sure. I just learned about a new one that I completely missed. Like for someone who is being printed in furlough, I completely missed this one. Something in Ace or something. I forgot the name of it, but I was like looking up, and it looked like one of these it was a very cartoony, but like James Bondy looking type of. Right, yeah. Bureau of that was Smudge Hansen, I think it is. Yeah, I think it was like Smudge. Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean she passed? No, who passed? Did Smudge? But Smudge did not pass, did she? Hold on. Let me hold on. I need to look this up. Hold on. Of Mana investigation. Let's see. Yeah, Christina Smudge Hansen. Right, she was the one who did that. I mean, I'm telling you, we could probably do. Yeah, I know, right? It's like that's yeah, really. It's like I don't know. It's like, hold on, let me see if let's see. Oh my goodness, yeah. I mean, okay, here's her wiki fur. Right. I remember her doing Eben in May. Let's see. I mean, her website's gone. Let's see. Let me see. Oh, is she on Fur Affinity? Smudge on Fur Affinity. Let's see. This was her last post was 3 years ago. Yeah, I would have to look her up. I mean, it's like, because I know that Vicky Wyman passed a couple of years ago. Yeah, I know WikiFur doesn't necessarily update. So, yeah, her, yeah, it's like her, let me see, her Facebook page. Well, Baron Engel, let me see, Christina. Well, I mean, it says, I mean, no, she's still posting from what it seems like. Okay, so she is still on this side. She's still on this side of the world as far, quick, quick looking at her Facebook page. So I know, but like I said, I know that Vicky Wyman passed. And yeah, and it's kind of a shame that we'll probably never see a reprint of Xanadu, which upsets me a bit. But there's a lot of books in furry fandom that upsets me that we'll never see a reprint of. That's for sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, yeah, like I said, according to her Facebook, I just sent a friend request. So on Facebook, it looks like she's still active. So which means that she is still with us. Yeah. We could have an entire conversation about, furry comics and furry collections that'll probably never see a collection, which is a shame, because I think that I think just for posterity's sake, a lot of that work should be reprinted. Like, I think that, so Xanadu should be reprinted. All, Smudge's stuff should be reprinted. There was Vixen's Keep, which should be reprinted. Let's see, as Sean Howell's stuff, I think should be reprinted. I mean, yeah, just everybody. I think everybody needs, it's like, I would like to see a collected Jack Salem by Roz Gibson. I would like to see a collected Jack Salem. I know that she's prolific as anything. I mean, really, it's like, she was like, and it's like, and I know that she could really put out a lot of trades based on those books, based on what she's done. So, wow. Okay. So we're already, wow. I didn't mean to go this long. I know that you guys come here to see me draw, not to watch me yap. So let me run a bump. We'll switch over to the drawing table and see if we can get some work done today. So let's do that. And and you know what? We can take this conversation over to the drawing table. It's like, I don't know why I keep forgetting that I could do that. So let's, so give me a minute and let's, be right back.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the craze. If you are an independent, catch the craze. Making moves on your own, catch the craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the craze. Join the movement, catch the craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again.
Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the craze.
Okay, so just give me a second here, get myself together, get the right overlay. Okay, so we're over here. And there we go. There we go. Okay. All right. Here we are. So yes. So for everybody who was wondering what the title of the of today's stream was in reference to, it's in reference to this. So like I said, I'm trying to kind of boost up the numbers on the trade paperback, and pretty much one of the ideas is offering up a reissue of EGORAVEN issue 1 with a brand new nude cover variant. So that's what I'm going to be working on. And let's see. So let me get the music started. So like I said, it's, I could just as easily just take the conversation here. So where were we? We were talking about, like I said, that's what I always start the show with, a disclaimer, because there are birds in the background. I have parakeets, I have a parrot, and sometimes, especially the parrot, makes noises that you really, I mean, I don't like hearing them. So I just give everybody a warning, a heads up that, that if you hear any really, really strange noises in the background, that's him. Oh my God, it's 87 degrees in this office. Jesus. It's supposed to cool off this week. So I hope it does. So I got the music going. So just tell me if it's a little too loud for me to talk over. But I think it's okay. I think I kept it at the volume that I had the last time. So it should be okay. So this is to kind of like help it is. It's a naughty, yes it is. It's a naughty cover. But the thing is though, this isn't House of Bob, so that's why I got the little pasties on. I got a little washi tape on the piece so that YouTube doesn't freak out on me. And thank you, Patrick, for spreading the word. Thank you. So I didn't want to outright say in the title what I was doing, because I know that YouTube, they have bots crawling for everything. So I didn't want to take any chances with it. So so I pretty much figured out, I pretty much figured I still have to do this piece. And but the thing is, though, obviously this is the day crowd, so I don't want to get my YouTube shut down. So, a little washi tape in strategic places and we're good. I still have plenty to ink in here. So, so I'm just hoping that people will support the trade paperback campaign in order to get this cover. So it is going to be limited to the campaign. I am only, every little bit helps, Patrick. Every little bit helps. That's what a lot of people don't understand. They think that, oh, I can't support you because I don't have money. Yeah, but you're on Facebook, you're on Twitter, you're on Instagram. You can help tell people that I exist. So that so that works out. So so that's pretty much what I wanted. Like I said, I needed to do this piece And, you know, I wanted something a little substantial for the stream. So I figured, okay, let's put the pasties on. There's plenty on the page to ink. So I can, you know, so I think we'll be fine. And I don't think YouTube is going to give me a hard time with this. You know, but yeah, but this is kind of like how, you know, running a Kickstarter, you run enough Kickstarters and you start kind of trying to figure out ways to attract more attention to your campaign. Last week I was showing off the postcards that I was working on to do just that. And yeah, and this is just another piece of that puzzle. Like I said, trade paperbacks. Right. Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes. You know, trade paperbacks usually don't perform. I don't want to say sell because I still sell plenty. You know, again, obviously a lot more than I would have sold at a convention. So this is why, you know, I much prefer doing a Kickstarter than doing a convention. If I could, oh my God, if I really could do it, I would run a Kickstarter once a month. You know, you figure if you go to a convention once a month, you can run a Kickstarter once a month. Actually, no, we did not. So far we're hitting our 5th episode of House of Bob, and we have yet to have any problems with it. And I've kind of pushed my luck with some of the artwork on there. Especially on that first episode, because we figured, hey, look, if we're gonna get banned on the first episode, let's make it worth it, right? So yeah, so on that first episode of House of Bob, I was pulling out some kind of really raunchy artwork, and no, we didn't have a problem. And especially on our comics, Sex and Comics episode, I was showing some stuff from Omaha the Cat Dancer that I was sure was going to get us into trouble, and it didn't. So it's all fine. It's all good. So that's one of the reasons why we're moving it to an earlier time, because obviously the age restriction works. So it's the age restriction, not the time that we do the stream. So yeah, so it's just going to be a lot easier for me to do an earlier stream for that. So but yeah, the House of Bob for this Saturday is going to be at its usual time from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern. But after that, though, we're pushing it up to 8 p.m. to 10. You know, which will work. Yeah, which will just work out, I think, better for a lot of people, honestly. But like I said, considering with but considering with this piece, I didn't want to take any chances. So like I said, strategically placed washi tape, and we should be okay. But yeah, it's like but running an adult stream on YouTube, I mean, there were a lot of rules we had to follow for that. So it turns out that that it wasn't that bad. Oh, I guess the earlier time doesn't work for you. I'm sorry. Like I said, it just works out better for me. I mean, yeah, I mean that's what the initial thought about the original schedule was too. But the thing is, though, I mean, in the end, it's YouTube, which doesn't make any sense technically, because when you mark stream adults only, they really restrict it. Like, you have to, like you have to age verify in order to see it, and there's certain, like, I think like the algorithm only does like a limited push on it, I think, if at all. So like word of mouth to promote it is really important. Let's see, a boys stream. Well, I don't know if it's, well, I mean, I know I called it Monster Boyfriends, right? So the episode's going to be called Monster Boyfriends, but we're talking about, Monster Boyfriends, cat girls, we're talking about, all that. Let's see. It's funny. We never had a problem with that. Like I said, like I said, I was pushing my luck on a lot of the stream with a lot of graphic material, and nothing. I mean, like I said, if we didn't get flagged for the Omaha pages I was showing, we're okay. We're fine. Oh, yeah, that's fun to do. Yeah, it's always really funny finding those old furry comics. There's a lot of books I kind of regret getting rid of, but that's kind of the thing, right? Where it's like you think, oh, they'll just reprint it, and they never do. So yeah, I kind of regret getting rid of a lot of books. You know what it is? It's like being a self-publisher. It's just like I just got used to the idea of just being able to print whenever I want, kind of. Especially nowadays, really. I mean, the fact that I can do a full color book now. I mean, unheard of 15 years ago, 10 years ago, unheard of. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, it was a mistake because of the fact that I just thought everybody was like me, where it's like, oh, well, you're self-publisher, so you're going to keep printing this, right? I'll pick it up later when you put it in a trade. They never put it out. They never put it out in a trade at all. And I just ended up getting rid of a lot of books that I regretted, because now they're impossible to find. Let's just say it's actually rare to find like fandom books in a 50-cent box. You don't, I mean, I remember there was, I think it was like the Overstreet Price Guide. And at the time, this was years ago, they had Albedo in there, Albedo #1, like listed for cover price, because it's like, oh, who wants this shit, right? But anytime an Albedo #1 came on eBay, the shit went for like $500. It's like, if you can find an Albedo in a 50-cent box, God bless you. So there was like this disconnect with the Overstreet Price Guide, where they didn't understand, like, no, these furry comics can be actually more expensive than some of the mainstream comics they were claiming were supposed to be expensive. And that was one of the books I got rid of. So yeah. Yeah. So yeah. You know what? If you can help it, don't throw out your comics, because you are going to regret it. You really are. Yeah. I think I had most of the albedos. And yeah, I think it was, yeah, and yeah, I just sold everything. It's like I either sold it or gave it away. I don't remember what. I knew I sold it. I remember taking a whole box of my collection to like a furry convention and selling it there. And yeah, so alas, yeah. So yeah, I would like to see a Roz Gibson do. Well, I remember seeing a comment there that she was going back to doing some Jack Salem stuff. I mean, I know that if some of you are watching this casually, I mean, you're probably like, what the heck books are we talking about? I mean, yeah, there's probably an episode where like me and Nita just have to talk about furry comics, and and just like popping that up, all these different books on the screen. It's like, what else was I collecting? Yeah, so I was collecting the Jack Salem books. I was collecting Xanadu. I was collecting Shanda the Panda. Whatever. Let's see. I mean, pretty much whatever Ellen at Radio Comics was putting out. I remember picking up, the Bureau of Mana Investigation. I remember picking up the Eben and May. It's like, and then it's like there's all these, the really indie stuff, like the little zines and stuff that people were just doing instead of publishing comics. That stuff, you can't find. That stuff you can't find. But so at least I mean, are furry conventions, I mean, it's like, are they, because the last time I went to a furry convention, it was kind of a personal fiasco, but the thing is that the thing that I really got out of going to that convention, this was like 8 years ago or something, was that it was all about the fursuits now. Like there really wasn't a lot of comics. There were still artists there, but pretty much the predominant thing was to draw everyone's fursona for the fursuit, like a fursuit thing. That's mostly what I was seeing. I'm kind of wondering if that's just the particular convention I was at. I mean, is Anthrocon still predominantly comics, or has the scene changed that much, or was that just a fluke of a show that I went to? Because holy crap, that was the first. I mean, I hadn't gone to a furry convention in pretty much almost 20 years by that point. And when I went to that one, I felt so out of place. Like, it wasn't even funny. Like, I'm sitting there going, this is not the fandom I remember. Not that there's anything wrong with fursuits. I mean, fursuits have always been a part of the fandom, but it just seemed like that was the definition now. Like, it wasn't just about, it's like, it's like, no, if you're a fursuiter, you had to be if you wanted to be a furry, you had to be a fursuiter. Like, that was the vibe that I got. So let's see here. Let's see. Suits are still big, but comics are inching back in. Yes, trouble is we lost one of the big fur comic carriers a year ago. Who did we lose? Because I know Ed Zolna is still working. I mean, it's like I'm constant. I'm always sending books to him. So I mean, Ed Zolna still exists. Let's see. I get that about the fursuit, but I think it's the lack of paper comics that make. Yeah, you see, yeah, that's the thing. It's so much easier to do. Just go to Webtoons or Tapas or whatever the other platforms are, and just doing a comic that way. Let's see. Troublous comics are such a small print run. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but that's easy. But that's the thing. That's kind of the benefit of print on demand, is that now we can do small print runs of more elaborate books. You know, this isn't just running to Kinko's anymore to do like a zine, a little, quick portfolio or something. It's like now you can actually do stuff in color. And, it's like, look, I have my regular printer if I wanted. I mean, which is also the idea that we have behind House of Bob is that, I want to do a full color hardcover collection, which now I can do. When again 10 years ago, it's like, what are you, nuts? Oh wow, yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. Brown Bear. Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. Wow, okay, yeah. Let's see. And suitors are more about their own personas. Yeah, well, that's always the thing that I liked about fandom, which I was a little worried about when Zootopia got big, because people were really trying to go out of their way to replace furry fandom with Zootopia fandom, and it just came off as, a corporation trying to take over a fandom. And luckily, it didn't last. I guess once people got the movie out of their system, which, by the way, I hated that movie, but that's another story. Once they got that out of their system, we just went back to furry fandom being about our personas again. So I was really happy about that. So close call. It's like, I know that furry always wants to be mainstream, but you don't want to be mainstream that way. You don't want to be mainstream under a corporate overlord. Let's see. It's also about suitors from Roberta. Okay, I think I read. Yeah. And then yeah, that's true. Yeah. So say, but Rabbit Valley is still around, right? I mean, yeah, I haven't sold my books to them in a while. It's like, I think that my books have just become a little, like, I guess, out of market for them to want it. Because that's the thing. It's like with a lot of these small distributors, is that they can get so niche that yeah, it's like that yeah, it's very easy for me to understand. Yeah, so Rabbit Valley is still around, right? Yeah. So yeah, so if anyone's looking for furry comics, Rabbit Valley is the one that I'm usually seeing. But yeah, but you're right though about the webtoons thing. That it's like I mean, radio comics, I don't think they're I don't know. I don't think that they've been actively printing. I mean, I do follow Ellen Winkler on Instagram, and well, Antarctic is. It's like I would be worried if Antarctic went out of business. I would be worried, but they seem to be. I mean, they really, God bless them. That company. They do what they have to do, and you know I mean, have to admit, and it's like, and it kind of like irritates me the way Antarctic is usually dismissed in kind of like the history, the overall history of comics when they talk about independent comics. I mean, which is kind of weird. You know, it really is funny seeing how many people don't know what Antarctic Press is. You know, and but you know what? They're still around regardless. I mean, these are guys who, I mean, they knew what they wanted to do and ran with it, and they're still chugging along. But like I said, Radio Comics, I don't know if they're publishing as just opposed to just kind of like selling off their back stock or whatnot. I know it's like she's constantly putting books up on eBay. So yeah, so it's like if you are looking for like the old furloughs or whatnot, I mean, really, it's like just buy it straight off of Ellen. I think she has everything. I think she still has everything. You know, but yeah, but that was the thing though. It's like I got rid of a lot of my comics because I thought that a lot of these guys, because they were self-publishing, that they would be doing the same thing I would. That it's like just constantly reprinting their stuff. And I guess that's not the case, apparently. So, yeah, I mean, and I think it's even worse when they pass on and then you realize there's nobody picking up the mantle. It's kind of like the artwork dies with them, the book dies with them. I mean, did Xanadu die with Vicky Wyman? I mean, I hope not. I would like, I mean, if anybody, there's somebody I could ask, but you know, I mean, it's like, I remember when I first brought it up, someone had asked, like, "Oh, well, why don't you reprint it?" And it's like, look, bro, it's like, I can barely keep up with my own book that I need to print. You know, I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to go chasing after somebody else's book. You know, it's like, but I do remember, like, Ellen had bringing up, I'm not sure, this was like a while ago, where she had said that she had wanted to reprint Xanadu, but there was a problem that she couldn't do it or something. I don't know. It's like, again, that was like a while ago. You know, it's like, you know, so, you know, also, you know, just out of curiosity, how many people here also remember Tales from the Aniverse? You know, Randy Zimmerman and Susan Van Camp and all that fun, all those fun things. You know, it's like, that's also another book that I'm hoping will get a reprint. I mean, you know, it's like, yeah, I gotta post up. I was doing in one of the episodes of Ragin. There's an episode called oh, right, yeah, Terry Smith. Jesus, it's like, you know, it's like, really, you can't talk about fandom without talking about Terry Smith. She's effectively been out of action for a while. You see, and that's the funny thing too, because she printed her book, was it Havoc Inc. or whatever it was, through radio. So you would think that they would put out, you know, reprint trade paperbacks too. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I know. It's like the last time I read about, again, years ago, I haven't looked, I mean, I really haven't looked up any of these people recently. And I know that Terry Smith was having some things going on, and it's just like, oh boy, it's like, I don't know. I guess it's just rough for everybody. But yeah, I'm looking forward to a Tales from the Aniverse collection, especially since Randy Zimmerman, the guy who um, created it, he talked about how he wants to collect all the stuff that wasn't printed. And it was just like, yeah, just give me everything. Just put everything in one book, and let's go. you know, you know. And oh right, yeah. So there's an episode of Ragin' where the vlogs where I went through my art box and I was just finding all this old artwork that I did. And it's like, and what's funny is that you can see like where my artwork started changing depending on what book I found at the time. Like I literally have like, oh, this is the marker. This is where I found Albedo. This is where I found Omaha. This is where I found ElfQuest. This is where I found Rocket Raccoon. And yeah, and I even have a section. This is where I found Tales from the Aniverse. It's like, it's kind of like every time I found one of these like particular iconic books, that my style began changing. That my style changed according to what book I found at the time. Okay, so this is about Terry Smith, right? 4 or 5 years ago, she was having health problems. Oh, wow, I had to stop all work. That's rough. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the tough part. It's like, seeing all these kids come into furry fandom and they don't know anything about it except for what's going on at that moment. And that does bother me. As a gray muzzle, it's like and yeah, it's kind of like weird that it's like mentioning these names. And actually, so far, mentioning a lot of these names, there's still people who know who they are. So that's the thing. But if we're talking about the new people coming in, okay, there's at least one guy who's doing a public archive. Oh, that's very good. That's very good. Yeah, if you can find the guy's name, because yeah, if he's doing a public archive and stuff, I want to take a look at it. I definitely would want to take a look at it. Yeah, the only thing though about the Tales from the Aniverse collection is that I'm not sure if it's going to include. Actually, I think he said it wasn't going to include the Varcel's Vixens miniseries, because that one got published by Caliber, and I think they still have the rights to it, and I don't think that they're publishing anything. They're doing anything with it, which again is a shame. It's like, how many of these titles are we losing? That this history, unless somebody really goes out of their way to archive everything. I mean, even the fanzines. I mean, it's like, because I was in gallery. That was Richard Chandler's gallery. That one, the thick ass book. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of fanzines out there that I remember being published in. It's like, but that's like kind of like the only one that I remember the name. Yeah, that's this is what exactly. Look, you know what, sometimes even with my own stuff, I mean, it's like there's some stuff that I didn't even remember that I did. Like and it's like, oh, I should scan this in and upload it. It's like like there's a short story that I did for, well, it was JD wrote, yeah, it's like JD wrote a story that I illustrated that got printed in the first issue of, it was a Fred Perry anthology. It was a Gold Digger anthology. We were in the first issue. And it's like I don't even know if I have a scan of that. Like I do have a physical copy, but I'm talking about like the actual story itself. Like I don't know if I have that on my archived anywhere. So like I would have, if I didn't, I would have to scan. I would have to check my computer later for that. There's a comic that I showed on one of the previous House of Bob episodes. Oh, which was the Sex and Comics episode. There was a comic that I worked on called Girls of Terra X. I don't know if anybody remembers that. I don't even know if I have, I don't remember seeing the pages. So I don't know who has the pages. So I would have to scan in that book. And mind you, it's like these were books that back in the day, like how we sent them to the printer is we made photocopies and we lettered the photocopies. Well, or I could have glued them onto the original artwork and we photocopied that. And then we sent the photocopies to the printer for them to print. And this was offset printing. So there is no digital file to it. I don't think, I know that the covers, one of the covers I painted, which I think I still have. I remember seeing it somewhere. But yeah, it's not digital, so we would have to scan in the pages from the comic if worse came to worse. No, I think JD said that we had the pages to that, so he probably has the pages. I don't remember. I don't know. It's somewhere. The whole thing is that we would have to rescan everything in, and manual. It's and hope that the lettering didn't fall off or something. Let's see. I have to admit though, recently, one of the hardest things that I've had to learn how to draw is roses. Man, it's drawing roses is hard. It's just I think I'm getting better at it. But still though, it's getting all those people who can draw flowers and stuff realistically. I think that's just what it is with me. It's I just at a point where it's all about, okay, it's close enough. It's let's move on. That type of attention to detail and oh, well, a rose is, shaped like this and, has this many leaves and this many petals and whatnot. And it's that's young people stuff. If that makes any sense. It's now it's okay, it's close enough. It's what I need. Let's move on. And considering that the rose is EGORAVEN's kind of it's her symbol is the rose. you know, I have to draw it a lot, you know. But yeah, it's just a random tidbit right there. Ay, ay. Yeah, so yeah, I just you know, thinking of, you know, what I'm going to put on my list for the next month's to-do list. And it's like I said, it's going to be inking EGORAVEN issue 6, which if you're watching these streams regularly, you're going to really start seeing a lot of that. You know, because yeah, it's like I really want to get, you know, those books done. Because issue 8 of EGORAVEN is literally the first issue that I have to do from scratch. 6 and 7 I had laid out years ago. Like I literally had the layouts that I did for those books were layouts I had since 2017. So I didn't have to think about them. So that's how I was able to get penciling those pages so quickly. Although inking is going to be, well, inking is just going to be inking. That's what it is, you know. I just have to make sure that I stay really consistent with it. And like, I really do want to finish a page a day. I mean, I know that that might be a little bit of a tall order, but as long as when September comes, that I'm sending the book to be flatted in September, that's my goal. And then it's like I can just start on issue 7 and get that. So by October, I want to get that to the flatters. But issue 8 is the one that really that intimidates me, which always, if something intimidates me artistically, it means that that's the thing I really have to oh no. 8 pages a day. No, we can't do that. You know, 8, no. It's like because that's the trick though. It's like to be able to get all that inking done without looking like I'm rushing, without my inking looking like I'm rushing. So yeah, we don't want to do that. You know, so yeah, I'm hoping that so issue 8 is the one that yeah, now I remember what I was saying, that that whenever I feel like intimidated by something that I'm about to do, like that's the thing that I really got to push through on. That I really just got to like make sure that I don't allow procrastination to keep me from concentrating on that. Like that's what happened with issue 5. I had the first 2 pages. Like for some bizarre reason, those first 2 pages intimidated me. And that's why I put off color correcting it. And then when I finally felt forced enough that I had to do them, like it didn't even take me a half hour to color correct those 2 pages. And I was so mad at myself because I could have had that book done already. So, you know, but that's how it goes, right? So with issue 8, that's what I'm trying to make sure I don't do, that I allow procrastination to go, oh, you can save this for January. And it's like, yeah, hey Joe, how you doing? You know, yeah, well, yeah, that's how it always is, right? You know, yeah, we got to make the money somehow, right? So yeah, so I have to make sure that procrastination doesn't slow me down on issue 8 like it did with issue 5. Like I said, it's the first EGORAVEN book that I have to do completely from scratch. So I am at page, last I remembered, yes, that's exactly what I did. I needed to get this thing done. I didn't want to wait for Saturday. And I just figured, you know what? A little washi tape. We still have plenty to go. We can still ink around it. We're good. You know, we don't have to worry about YouTube. So issue 8 I had to do completely from scratch. Last I remember, I think I laid out page 21. I was at page 21. And yeah, I decided to put it aside for a little bit so I can get all this other stuff done. But I do have to get back to that. So probably that's what I'll also put. So what it is like, so for next month, for the to-do list, ink issue 6, probably lay out more pages for issue 8, and move someone up on the commission list and get that commission done. Yeah, I have a wait list of commissions that I mean, I'll be surprised if these people even remember they're on a list. So we'll see. I told these people a while ago that I would put them on a commission, on a wait list until I get to it, and it's been a bit. So let's see how many of those people still want their piece. So technically it'll be a shorter to-do list, but still it'll have plenty to do on it. But yeah, I have to finish the layouts for issue 8, which technically I stopped because I got intimidated by a scene. So that was probably where I should have said I should have pushed through. So just for that, I'm probably going to have to make, I'm going to have to make that effort and push through that scene and draw out that scene. The good thing about the way the layouts are coming out is that they're actually tight enough that with a little slight penciling, I can actually start inking them. I can transfer them onto board, and it's like just put in the rest of my detail in it, but not much, and I can go ahead and ink them. So hopefully I won't have to spend as much time. The pencils, the layouts that I did for them, I'm realizing, I guess, since I've had all this crunched up practice for the past 2 years, they're actually pretty drawn out. They're not just the circles and whatnot. I actually draw out the characters. I mean, there's some places where it's just the circles and whatnot, but the placeholder forms. But like a lot of the main characters I drew out, so like, yeah, a lot of stuff I just drew out. So I was like, oh, you know, it's like I could just actually ink them as is. So that's probably what I might start doing, you know, transferring what I have onto board, and kind of moving on from there, as opposed to like doing the more detailed pencils that I've been doing lately, you know. But again, it's like I don't want anything to look like I'm rushing. That's always the trick. It's like, yes, I have these personal deadlines that I want to meet, but I still want this. I mean, I want these pages to look better than what I've done up until this point. That's always, you know, I mean, I think that's always a thing to aspire to have, to see that people can go through a trade paperback and see where you start. I was like, oh wow, it's like, here's, like, I know for Tall Tales, yeah, it's the big change really starts happening after issue 4. Like from 1 to 4, you kind of start seeing a change happening, but then from, like, you start seeing it like halfway through issue 4, there starts to be these jumps, and then by issue 5, there's a jump, and then it just kind of like continues, the quality of the work, in my opinion. You know, it's like really starts to change, and that's what I really want to get across with EGORAVEN as well, that I want these new issues for people to go, oh, I was like, oh, this is where she's really coming into her own, type of thing, you know. Like, I really do think like issue 5, like I said, I did in 2017. Issue 6, I finished penciling at the beginning of this year, so at the beginning of 2022. Yeah, issue 6 and issue 7 I did like January, February, March, I think, if I remember correctly. Like I did those, I penciled out those 2 issues in 3 months, which I still can't believe it, but you know, that's, you know, I still have to ink them, get them flatted and color correct. So let's not get cocky, right? And you know, so yeah, so that's, I don't want to, as much as I want to get these books done, I want them done well. Yeah, so that's really important to me. It's like, because it's like, I'm not going to do anything that I feel is going to jeopardize the quality of the book. I mean, so far I haven't felt like I have to like switch around schedules. In fact, I actually am running issue 5 earlier than I intended. I decided that I wanted issue 5 to get printed this year as opposed to next year. Because issue 5 is the start of the next trade, technically. So the next trade is 5, 6, is going to be from 5 through 8. So I wanted that to be the 2023 book. But I don't know. It's like, I just really felt the need that it had to publish this year. So that issue 5 I have scheduled for November. The campaign's going to end just before the holiday really starts ramping up, the Christmas holidays. So I'm hoping that it doesn't affect the campaign, that time of where I decided to run it. So yeah, because Peacekeepers was supposed, because I had wanted originally to alternate between EGORAVEN, Tall Tales, EGORAVEN, Tall Tales. So it was supposed to originally be, Tall Tales Volume 4, then EGORAVEN Volume 1, and then the Peacekeepers trade paperback. But like I said, I don't know, that there was just something about issue 5 that I'm like going, it's like, you know what? I need to print that this year. So that was the only change of schedule that I did for the books so far. I mean, I know I've mentioned it before. Like, I have all my Kickstarters scheduled until 2025. Like, I know exactly, how I want these books to come out and when. I don't mention the exact dates just in case I need to change things around. But I do have a tentative schedule with actual dates. So, I mean, I still think it's crazy that I'm thinking that far ahead. But the thing is, though, it's the only way that I can get this much work done. I mean, honestly, I wish that I had figured this out sooner. So that I could have, I don't know, figured it out sooner, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I guess things happen when they're supposed to happen, right? I mean, sometimes it's not worth gnashing your teeth over the woulda, coulda, shouldas, right? I mean, it's a waste of brain space in the end. It's like, I know what I'm doing now. So well, I'm really liking this playlist. This is the music that I'm playing is an Epidemic Sound playlist. And it's their fantasy. They had a category. Usually I just type in medieval and I get like the more heavier sounding music. But for this one, I wanted, I came across like, oh, fantasy is its own category. Like, I didn't notice it before. I don't know if it's something new or it's just because I just noticed it. And I figured, oh, let me give this playlist a try. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm digging it. I'm going to have to, yeah, probably. Yeah, that's exactly. I wanted to, have a theme, considering, keep the theme with the artwork and whatnot. Something light and, fantasy, sounding. And that's exactly what I'm getting with this playlist. So definitely going to have to save that because I'm really liking this music. Especially when I still have to do the trailer for the Volume 1 campaign. So yeah, this might be, this might be some of the music that the angle that I might go with. So I gotta, Also, another funny thing too is that, I mean, this is going to sound really stupid, but the thing that also surprises me is how much lately I've actually been talking about EGORAVEN. Like, this was a book that's been in my head for like since 2000 when I made it official with the first issue that I uploaded to my website. But the funny thing is that for all this time, only in the past 2 years have I said her name out loud. Yeah, I mean, I know that it does. I know it probably sounds ridiculous. It's like, wait a minute, how can you be working on a comic and you never said her name out loud? It's like, yeah, that's exactly what it was. Like, I don't know, like I just couldn't say it out loud. I couldn't say her name out loud, and I don't know. Maybe it was the imposter syndrome, the whole like, oh, this is not good enough to talk out loud. Yeah, that's why it's all coming out the way it's coming out now, because that's exactly what happened. I kept her bottled up. And I don't know, for some reason, if there, I mean, the lockdown, the pandemic lockdown was the catalyst I needed. Yeah, I know, right? Really. I just wanted to make a comic. And yeah, there was just something about the lockdown that it's like, okay, it's time, you know? And combined with Kickstarter, combined with POD, and how making color comics became affordable. Like, just like all these things converged into a perfect storm where it's like, oh, this is my life now. This character is my life. EGORAVEN is my life now. You know, and yeah, and it's just really funny to think about it. It's like, because I don't know, it's just kind of trippy, you know, thinking about, holy shit, it's like I'm at a volume 1 already. Issue 5 is done. I have 6 and 7 done. I you know, like I have that, you know, penciled out. I have issue 8 in the works. It's like, holy crap. Like I'm just, you know, hey Grant, how you doing? Hey. You know, and it's just like the amount of artwork that I've done in the past 2 years is like mind-blowing for me. You know, I mean, yeah, it's just, that's why I'm tired all the time. That's why I'm tired all the time. So yeah, so I mean, I don't know, yeah, so it's just like yeah, so it's just really trippy to think that it's like, you know, there was a time where I couldn't say her name out loud. And now it's like, you guys are just going to have to get used to her being, EGORAVEN being the only thing I talk about. You know, I mean, really, it's you know, it's just funny. It's just funny for me to think about it like that, you know. But yeah, so I'm really happy the way this is coming out. I mean, like I said, this is a piece that I had sitting on one of my shelves over there, on one of my little, you know, like instead of having everything hanging on the wall, I have like these little acrylic shelves, and I put the artwork on them. And I had this one sitting there for like the longest time, just kind of like as a reminder. Almost. I have washi tape in the right areas so that YouTube doesn't give me a problem. So yeah, you know. So yeah, we're not running an impromptu House of Bog here. Let's see. Oh, well, you know what? I hope you enjoy it when you do. You know, that's all I can say. I know catching up with a lot of these Kickstarters, like there's a lot of things I haven't read yet. I have them, but I just haven't gotten around to reading them. Yeah, it's just, you know, yeah, you know. So I get you. I'm okay with that, but I really do hope you enjoy it when you finally do sit down and read it. So I had this on a shelf so that I have a physical reminder that I still had to do this to finish her up. Like, I still have to do, like, I have a series of portraits. They're called the Divine Portraits. It's EGORAVEN, Loki, Eros, and Ishtar. And I have Eros left. I still have to ink him in, and then I want to color in all those pieces. So that's like, and yeah, and I have the pieces right there on the wall there. I don't know if you can see them. Then I have them there in their, inked glory. Eros is the only, you definitely can't see him. Eros is up there as a reminder that I still need to ink him in. But yeah, it's like I still have to do that. So maybe we'll do that for the next stream. I don't know. It depends. Like I said, I have pages to ink now, so we'll see how that goes. We'll slowly get through everything, but yeah. So look at that. Or at least we're almost done with at least the main inking part. Let's see. I don't have that much left, so let me finish what I got here, and then we'll call it a day. So we're going to go a little bit over. I'm kind of in a groove right now, so I don't want to stop just for the sake of keeping the stream at 2 hours. So, but it's not that much left. So we'll just continue on. But yeah, I'm really vibing with this music. Yeah. With this playlist. Oh yeah, that's funny. That's a funny one. I like that. Okay. All right. So I think, let me see, looking on the screen here. I mean, aside from the obvious parts that I'm not going to mess with right now. I mean, honestly, though, I kind of, it's like, well, it's like, I really don't know like how strict YouTube is with that stuff, but I'm not taking the chance with it. So we're going to leave this at, we're going to leave this at this. So this is the second layer of inks, which, oh, okay, I think I forgot here. What is this? There we go. Okay, so here we are at the second layer of inks. So all I have to do is just use the, what is this? The number 4 on it. And I'll have this one done as well. But yeah, but I think I'm calling this, at least for the stream, I'm calling this done for the stream, but I'll be finishing it after the stream, of course. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over and switch cameras, and then we'll, take it from there. So let's see. Oh, look at that. Oh, well, let's finish the music right there. I think that we could end it on that song, right? So actually, well, while we're here, let me just switch the camera, scoot over a bit over here. And oh yeah, because now I'm seeing it on. Now I just moved to the big screen, and it's like, yeah, I think, yeah, okay, that's enough inking for at least on that layer for today. So, for the stream. So, okay. So let's, all right. So let's do that. And let's do that. Okay. Well, so here we have it. Here we are at the end of another, I think, a rather successful stream. It's probably as close to finished as we're going to get, considering, but I think it's coming out really well. A finished piece always comes out well. So yeah, that, because in the end, it's the finished piece that I really look forward to. I'm definitely kind of like an end game kind of person rather than the process. I mean, there's a certain thing that the process has, but really though, I like to see pieces finished. So I like to see finished books. I like to see the finished trades. That's just I'm just that type of person. It's like, the process is all well and good, but you know what? No, I want the shit finished. So I just want to thank everybody for joining me today. Thank you everybody in the chat for keeping the conversation lively. Again, good luck to Pops for his Savannah show. I hope you do really well there. And I hope that whatever it is you're trying to accomplish there is successful. And and you have stories to tell when you come back. So, so thanks for that. Thank you, everybody who have been watching from regions beyond. It's like I acknowledge you, I see you. So, but thank you for spending this 2 hours with me. Obviously, you were listening to me talking as you were doing your own thing, and I hope I kept you entertained the entire time. So thank you for that as well. So here we are. So so if you want to see more of my artwork, visit, learn more about me, watch more of my videos or whatever, you can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where everything, you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites. But as I said before, I mostly post to Facebook. So if you want to join me tomorrow at 2:00 for an exclusive Facebook stream, head on over to Facebook, follow the page, and just keep an eye out for that stream when it happens tomorrow at 2:00. I'll be probably inking something else. I don't know. Maybe I'll be coloring one of the divine portraits that I was just talking about. Who knows? There's so much that I need to do. Who knows what I'm going to do. I don't know yet. So, let's be surprised together. And also, if you want to see more of my doodles and whatnot, where you can get more backstory on bullshit like this, like I said, just go to my Facebook page and, my overlay, and we can tell stories together on Facebook. Yes. And also, if you're want to see more of my videos, you can follow me here at Daphne Lage, Lage Art, of my channel. Watch my videos there, or you can also follow the Region 2 network, where my videos also live stream through there as well. So, subscribe to both of our channels. It's not going to kill anybody to press a couple of buttons. Hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever any of my videos go live. And let's make the algorithm gods happy and to spread the word. And always remember, you can read the first 5 issues of EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn, in its original black and white format, but which after issue 5 is printed, I will be taking all that down. So we'll be starting fresh on the website with issue 5 being printed. So if you're interested in finding out more about EGORAVEN and reading these issues in advance, you can head on over to EgoWorks and read the first 5 issues for free. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a Lord of the Rings adventure, you can follow the link to Tall Tales Online, TAILS online.com, and read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free. And speaking of free, don't forget to sign up for the newsletter on any of those pages. It's all the same link. I also have a link to it in my link tree where you can get free comics just for signing up for the newsletter. Right now, I am sending a weekly newsletter as we're building up to the EGORAVEN campaign. I have been showing off some art previews and whatnot, and just giving everybody some sneak peeks as to what's coming up in the campaigns. So if you want to keep up to date with all of my campaigns and Tall Tales and the Oswald Chronicles and what JD is up to, make sure you sign up for the newsletter and download free comics while you're at it. Win-win, right? Win-win. So thank you again, everybody, for joining me. And so I'll see you tomorrow at 2:00 on Facebook. I'll see you again 11 a.m. on Friday on the Rage Into the Vlogs show. And I will see you also, because I know you watch everything. I will see you Saturday night, 10 p.m. to midnight, for the next episode of House of Bob. Help me color in another piece. It's like, because I love talking to the chat and asking you, is it better like this, or is it better like this? Better like that? Better like that? Which color is better? And you're always giving me good advice for that. So help me put together a final House of Bob collected hardback. Eventually, when I do enough color pieces, so join me on Saturday for House of Bob. We'll have a great time. We always do. So, so thanks again, everybody. And on that note, I will see everybody later. Ciao. Hi, everyone. Daphne Lage here. Join Nita Lanning and me on the Rage Into the Vlogs show, where we talk about everything, nothing, and all the bits in between. Looking for hour-long conversations about indie comics, social media marketing, and crowdfunding, with the occasional rant and story time? Head on over to the Rage Into channel on YouTube, Mondays through Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern to join in the chat.
Hit the button.